From Ineffective to Innovative, the road to the Veterans and Pioneers Memorial Building. Never has a building transformed a basement library to a distinguished institution quite like the Veterans and Pioneer Memorial Building. The building's resident, the Montana Historical Society, however, endured a long journey in order to call it home. The same year Montana was marked as a territory, Representative Francis M. Thompson introduced Council Bill 15 on December 21, 1864, to incorporate the Historical Society as a private organization. Approved on February 2nd, 1865, the act intended to collect and arrange facts in regard to the early history of this territory. Back then, Territorial Secretary James Tuft remarked that the importance of this institution was incalculable. Clearly, visions for the society were in high hopes. Even so, for its first few years, the society struggled to attract private endowment and therefore could do little. After moving from Virginia City to Helena in 1875, the society finally obtained enough funding in 1884 to rent rooms on the top floor of Lewis and Clark Courthouse. By the early 1900s, the library became a state institution, and the records of the society moved to the basement of the Capitol building. This, however, prevented the society from truly living up to its potential, as the University of Minnesota professor Ernest Osgood commented in 1947 that the society was to become almost completely ineffective. This not only revived plans from as early as 1923 to construct a building for the society, it also could not have recognized it at a better time. Just 4 years earlier, Governor Ford approved House Bill number 112, calling for the construction of the Veterans and Pioneers Memorial Building to be built on Capitol grounds or grounds adjoining to house the Historical Library. By 1949, 2 years after Osgood's remark, the Society's Board of Trustees expanded to 15 members, and construction on the new building began in 1950. Originally addressed in the House bill that cost $25,000, the building proudly made its debut to the public in sandstone on January 9, 1953, with a price tag of $725,000. Today, the Veterans and Pioneers Memorial Building carries more history than can be fathomed. The vast collections of historic artifacts, photographs, and documents are displayed in 6 galleries of the building, attracting Montana natives as well as visitors around the world. As the Helena Independent Record stated in an article from May last year, the Montana Historical Society is the oldest institution of its kind in the American West and is now world-renowned. Considering it was merely mentioned as a private organization 150 years ago, the Montana Historical Society has undeniably come a long way. Not to mention, it scored no better of a location than adjacent to the Capitol, overseeing new history in the making. Thanks.